Tampa Bay, it doesn't really matter. The Panthers are headed south for their first divisional game this Sunday. Both teams, by the way, looking for their first win. Welcome to the digital version of Black and Blue Kickoff Live. I'm Will Kunkel. That's Josh Sims. Before he's allowed to talk, I want you to do something. Pick up your phone. Not yet. Hold on.
I will wait, Will.
Talk to the people
go
here.
ahead.
Go to Facebook and share the show. Please support us, support Black and Blue Kickoff Live and all of our friends around the country as well. And support the Panthers. We got to get the fan base up and excited for this week. You excited, Josh?
I'm
now
excited.
You can talk.
This is going to be a good one. Thanks for finally letting me talk, man. We have plenty to get into tonight. We'll give you a small preview of what's to come with this big game on Sunday, which will be live from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. I know Will's excited for that road trip. Plus, stay tuned. We're going to give you a chance to win some Black and Blue Kickoff Live swag, so you don't want to miss that within the next 10 minutes. And you could be a part of the show by going to social media and using the hashtag BBKL.
I love that. All right, so we saw how every play matters in the NFL last weekend, Josh. Frankly, we've known that. We've watched the NFL for years. The Panthers were literally 1 yard away from a chance to win against the Raiders. Now, this is presumably a much better Bucs team than the team we played on Sunday. So the Panthers defense is going to have to work on the other side of the ball. And they're going to have to work very hard because they got to go up against a guy named Tom Brady. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, I heard he's pretty good. He's old now, though. He's 43 years old. He's got nothing left. Now, on the other side of the ball, Bridgewater and company have little room for error against a stout Tampa defense. By the way, a defense that actually shut down Christian McCaffrey in Week 2 last season. Do not forget that. Now, both these squads have new faces with new weapons, and urgency is so important for this game as both want a first win in the NFC South and in the NFL.
Ready to face Tampa. They have a tough defense, a group that's stingy against the run. They make plays on the back end on the football. So I just want to prepare and do the best we can to put ourselves in a position to win this week.
He's an iconic quarterback. I mean, and you know, I don't know how you play him any better than to try to get a rush with a 4-man rush. And so we have to get a 4-man rush. That's easier said than done. But, you know, we have good players, and we're going to ask them to work and try to play as well as they can possibly play this week.
Very smart. He knows how to pick apart whether you're a zone defense or man defense and stuff like that. But we just have to be all on the court and just play football. At the end of the day, it's not about Tom Brady. It's about us and how we're going to go out there in Tampa and play football.
Wednesday, we all came out ready to work. We're going to go out and correct the mistakes that we made in practice. Or we're just going to keep coming at it. We're going to put our hard hats on, you know. And I mean, we want to be lunch pail guys. It's just like chopping wood. You just keep chopping away, you know, and you get it down, you know. So we have a really special room. I'm sure of that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we do later on this week.
All right, so we go all across our Next Star family in the Carolinas to keep our analysis fresh. So that's why we brought in the heart and soul of WNCN Sports Department here tonight.
It's the one. It's the only Alyssa Ray. She's got years of experience covering your Carolina Panthers, so fret not. Just because she's not here in Charlotte doesn't mean she doesn't know what she's talking about. She knows more than you think, and she knows more than you probably. So, Alyssa, thanks for joining us tonight from North Carolina's capital. What are your thoughts on the Panthers after Week 1, just briefly?
Guys, I lost you for a second. I think we were just so into that introduction. My computer actually froze up. But thank you for having me. Excited to be on the show.
Absolutely. So now let's jump into this because I made a ridiculous statement. I was half kidding in Week 1.
He always makes ridiculous statements, by the way, Alyssa. But that's all right. Continue.
I was half joking. I said, is Week 1 a must-win game because they're not going to have any games that they can easily win at home, and no game's easy. So now I ask the question again. Is Week 2 must-win for the Panthers, Alyssa?
I don't think it is. I think it's going to be a lot of growing pains with this new team, and I think after the way Tampa looked in their opener against the Saints and all the flack they've gotten since then, I think they're going to come out hot on Sunday and ready to go. So I think it's going to take a few games for the Panthers to catch their stride. I did look at their schedule. There are some games that I kind of circled thinking that those are must wins. You see the Chargers, maybe the Bears. I think they probably split games with the Falcons, maybe throw in an upset somewhere in the schedule. I'm not sure how much to expect out of them in year 1, but I'm hoping that Tampa comes out like they did last week and the Panthers can take advantage.
All right, Alyssa, so when it comes to the NFC South, everyone talks about Breeze and Brady. I combined them, bro. There's just this one huge... Anyway, Brady, Breeze, and Ryan, and with good reason. I mean, you look at the accolades they have in their careers, but what about Teddy Bridgewater? What did you see from him in week 1, and should he be in that conversation with those 3?
Well, one thing he has that they don't have is youth. I mean, the other 3, these guys have a lot of experience, but they're getting older. Teddy's a young guy. He's fresh. He's learning. He's getting used to Joe Brady's system here. I was impressed with game 1 out of him. I thought he was pretty solid. He went in, did what he was supposed to do. He was very poised. And I think when you play under Drew Brees, you get that kind of poise and do things the right way from the beginning. So do I think he's in the conversation with those 3 guys yet? No, but look how old they are. He's got plenty of years to get there, but I think he's going to learn pretty quickly what it takes to be successful in this division.
So to be successful, you got to be protected, and of course, the offensive line did a really good job at doing that. But on the other side of the ball, we didn't do a really good job at getting to the other team's quarterback. How can the Panthers generate a pass rush against Tom Brady? We know Tom doesn't love to get hit. No quarterback does. So how important is that, particularly this week?
From what I'm hearing, first things first, fix the headset. I'm understanding that they had some headset issues. The communication to the defense was kind of lacking. But, yeah, these guys got to get off the ball. They got to put some pressure on Brady. And Leonard Fournette, they held him to, 5 yards last week. So the defense needs to also take advantage of that and do a little better in their run game. I was really disappointed with the defense. I know we lost a lot of players that were big names from a year ago. Obviously, Luke Kuechly, Gerald McCoy, Eric Reed, James Bradbury. We could go on and on and on. And when you draft 7 defensive players, I think it's a clear-cut sign where you need to help on your team. And I think we saw in week 1 that defense certainly needs a little bit of help.
And so just very quickly, for those of you that don't know what Alyssa's referring to, is that they had some headset issues and they got the play in late a little bit sometimes. And so Matt Rule actually admitted that the defense was out of the right defense, like in the wrong defense, 10 to 12 times against the Raiders in a game that came down to the last play, by the way. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you never like to see that. That certainly is tough. Let's talk about the secondary, though. And first of all, we have no idea yet if Dante Jackson's going to be able to go this weekend. He did practice today, but he had the green jersey on, so no contact for him. Rasul came in and played very well, but what do you think about the secondary that is banged up, but some of the young guys played well? And is there opportunity? Because mind you, Alyssa, Brady has thrown a pick-6 in his last 3 games, so could be a chance for some takeaways this weekend.
I think after watching Tom Brady throw 2 interceptions against the Saints last week, I think these guys were probably thinking it's our time to step up. I remember talking to some of them in the locker room last year, Dante being one of them. I said, you guys put a lot of emphasis on takeaways. Is that something you obviously keep practicing throughout the year? And the answer is obviously yes here. They want to get takeaways. They want some interceptions. Obviously, that's momentum changers in a game. I think Trey Boston is a leader on that secondary, as he pops up on the screen. He's a leader. He really gets these guys riled up. I think some of them maybe need to settle in. Do have some young guys out there, and hopefully Dante, we get good news about Dante, did not like seeing him leave. So hopefully he seems okay, and we'll see him on Sunday.
Who's your prediction? Who's going to win, Bucs or Panthers? You got to bet your house on it.
Well, I'm not betting much here then, but after seeing the Bucs week 1, I don't anticipate them laying another egg this weekend. I think they'll edge the Panthers. I'm going to say 21-14.
Ooh, low-scoring game. Interesting. Take the under, she says. All right.
Well, there you go. All right. Thanks a lot, Alyssa Ray, WNCN Sports out in Raleigh. And, of course, we'll talk to you very soon.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, now the third member of our Black and Blue family, Al Wallace, he's well aware of Tom Brady's status. The last time he saw the GOAT, it was in Super Bowl 38 alongside our guest for Sunday's show, Ring of Honor, legendary quarterback, Jake Delhomme, your homie. Here's a preview of their discussion Sunday morning on Black and Blue Kickoff Live.
We both played in Super Bowl 38. Was it a good feeling? Be honest, was it a good feeling to see Tommy struggle and be human for once in his career?
Listen, I just marvel at the fact that he's still playing. I mean, I'm sitting here rubbing my knees right now because they kind of hurt, and I'm 45, he's 43, and he's still playing. So I don't like to see quarterbacks struggle. I hate to say it. I don't like to see it struggle. I'm assuming someone on the defensive side, you want to see all quarterbacks struggle, but I get that. But, hopefully he struggles this weekend. Now, if he does this weekend, I'll certainly enjoy it. But to say watching him struggle somewhat last week, I can't say that I felt, that I felt good watching him struggle.
Well, you know the X's and O's, you know the offensive side of the ball. Let's move over to the defensive side. A lot of youth on that, the Carolina Panthers defense. Talk about what you saw from that group. Who stood out? Derek Brown, his performance, and what do you think we can expect from Phil Snow and that unit later on this season?
Well, hopefully we'll see a little more production in getting to the quarterback. I think that was the one thing that we didn't get much of last week, and a lot of it was due to the sheer play calling of John Gruden. I mean, they tried to run the football, they tried to do some quick game, they quick snapped us a couple of times, they ran some screens, but I really like Derek Brown. I just think his sheer size, I thought he did some good things, and that's where. And Al, you can probably attest to this. That's where I think the preseason would have helped him tremendously, to go against NFL linemen, to understand pass rush moves or how quick these quarterbacks can get the ball out. Thought Jeremy Chin flashed on a few plays. His speed, very violent tackling of the football. I thought he did a really good job. I think our defensive ends, Gross Matos, I think the talent's there, the leverage, the length. I thought he struggled somewhat in setting the edge a couple of times. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of improvement there. We did play pride at the cornerback position. It was going to be difficult. You're playing a lot of young guys. Dante Jackson gets knocked out the game very early on. Rasul Douglas, tip of the cap to him, because I believe he showed up at practice on Thursday and really played good, tough football. So I'd like to see a little more improvement of our defense, and that's going to start by pressuring and affecting the quarterback.
All right, you can see the full conversation, by the way, this Sunday on Black and Blue Kickoff Live. And if you stuck around this long, you should be rewarded for it. I mean, heavens, thank you very much. We're giving away some Black and Blue Kickoff T-shirts. If you want one, just tweet, quote, now get it right, I love Black and Blue Kickoff Live. And then you got to use the hashtag BBKL. So I love Black and Blue Kickoff Live, BBKL. You see it on your screen right there. And we'll pick a few winners. Those who win will also be featured on Sunday's show. By the way, Josh, you are not eligible to win.
But I'll be featured on Sunday's show, so there's that. I got a small victory in there.
We're discussing it.
Okay, thanks, bro. You gonna leave me behind?
No, I need
Either way, we got to talk about this one because this is phenomenal. Robbie Anderson, we know, is a threat on the field. He proved that last Sunday. But when he rattled off his long touchdown cast this weekend, which topped 20 miles per hour when he was running, which is pretty fast. But now he might be running from Sir Purr. Now, because of NFL rules, we can't show you the video, but you've already seen the footage by now. It's been circulating all week long, and he asked, what's that bear doing on the big screen? No, that's not a bear. That is Sir Purr. We all know the Panthers mascot, but apparently Robbie Anderson isn't the only Panther who didn't know who Sir Purr was. Pharaoh Cooper today asked the same thing. These guys don't know who Sir Purr is. That's phenomenal. All jokes aside, Robbie was the Panthers' #1 receiver. Joe Brady told him pregame they were going to be coming to him early and often. So should we expect that to continue this season, Will?
I don't know that it's going to be Robbie Anderson every game. I don't know that it's going to be DJ Moore or Curtis Samuel or who it's going to be. But somebody's going to have to get those touches from the wide receiver position. I think it's probably going to be someone different every week. The only reason Robbie Anderson got that huge touchdown, by the way, was a little bit of a broken coverage against the Raiders.
Yeah, it certainly was. And I agree with you 100% when you say it's going to be a different guy. And Matt Rule even said he wants to see more from DJ Moore, so you might expect him to go heavy to DJ this weekend. He also pointed out he wants to see something from Ian Thomas. He said he needs to step up. You got to have a feeling that in that locker room he's talking to him, he's trying to amp that guy up, and maybe Ian Thomas has a big game this weekend, but I think it's all about spreading it around in this offense, especially with the way Joe Brady has his eyes set on using these receivers and, of course, the running backs as well.
Yeah, Ian Thomas is a game or two away from being on the milk carton. But anyway, thanks for joining us on the digital edition of Black and Blue Kickoff Live. We will see you this Sunday on your local Next Star station. For Josh, keep pounding, everybody.